Got a picture of my son when he was 2 months old on a forklift on my lap at another location that we had. And he just graduated college and he's come on board and he's starting to work with us and learn the metal part of it. And he drives trucks and sweeps floors. He's learned to run machinery. So this is actually a business you can get in. The whole family can do it. And you can actually leave a legacy from one generation to another. Hi, I'm Todd Andrews. Classic Metals is my business. We're a metal roofing manufacturer. We manufacture metal for the industrial, commercial, agricultural, and architectural industries. We're located at 2656 Lancaster Highway here in Chester, South Carolina. In business since January 2007. Got into the NewTek standing seam business probably about 24 years ago. We've tried other machines and NewTek's kind of where we landed up. So how I got started in this business was in 1996. My stepdad sold his business in Marietta, Georgia. It was called All Metals. And he sold the company and started a metal roofing company in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and asked me if I wanted to come work for him. And at the time I was 25 years old. So I dropped everything and lived in his basement. He paid me $500 a month to work for him, working 12 hours a day. And he said he would teach me a business. So fast forward 27 years, and I've kind of taken over where he left off between manufacturing metal roofing and also selling equipment and helping others get started in this business, teaching the younger generation how to manufacture metal, how to fold trim, and how to make a living. My primary customers are contractors. We have a lot of repeat contractors. We have a lot of do-it-yourself type customers that come in will come in and order just a few panels or a roof to their home. I have noticed a lot of changes with our customer base. Since COVID, we've had a lot more do-it-yourself type people. Price of steel has increased, price of the machines have increased, labor has increased. So a lot of people are doing it themselves and realizing that installing metal roofing, it's not rocket science. If you can nail a 2x4 and you're not scared of getting on a roof, you can install metal roofing. What gets me most excited about my work, one, I love the people that I work with. I try to hire people that become part of my family, care about, if they make it to work, if they're sick, if they're not feeling well, if they're in jail, if they're in the hospital. I get excited about coming to work because I do make a really good living. In the metal roofing industry, if you play your cards right and you produce quality product and you charge a fair price, it's unlimited the amount of money that you can make. What attracted me to NewTek machinery was the quality of the machine, ease of switching out dies. If you do have a problem, there's a sales team that you can call, a repair team that will help you with your problem. But typically, you don't have any problems with your machine if you put your material in right and you have an operator that knows what they're doing. But NewTek makes just a great quality machine that I actually started repping the company and became a partner with NewTek to help other people get in the business and keep them from buying other brands and narrow them to NewTek so they don't make the same mistakes that we had made in the past. Some of the mistakes that we made was buying the wrong machine. If you buy the wrong machine, you will wind up what they call oil canning. Oil canning is like the worst thing you can do in this business. We pride ourselves at Classic Metals not having oil canning in our products. In 2021, we sold all of our machines off and bought 2 SSQIIs, and we bought all the dies to run the panels that we were running. We can change our dies over in 30, 35 minutes with one guy. When they set up, they're perfect every time, and we just have no issues. What I wish I knew when I first got into business is I wish I'd taken it more serious when I first started, because I would have learned more quickly. I would have paid attention more to the details, not just sweeping the floor and running a machine and working 8 to 5 because I was 25. I didn't start learning my details until I finally went out on my own 10 years after I got away from family and started my own business. How has NewTek machinery helped my business? Bottom line, we've just made money. You make money buying. So if you buy the right machine, you buy the right product, and you get the right customer that knows what they want, it's basically a printing press. You just put coil on top of it, turn it on, and every foot that comes out, you're making money. NewTek has made it very easy to have a comfortable life, pay for my kids' college. They're great people to deal with. You can pick up the phone. I can pick them up right now and call them. They're in Colorado, so they're in slow time. So you can pick them up and call them even when you're closing on the East Coast, and they're still there for another hour or two. What's the relationship with the service side? When we first bought our 2021 machine, we had a problem with the bell die was making It wasn't oil canning the panel, but it was oil canning the female edge. And we've tried everything to get it right. We adjusted up, down, in, out, tried 26, 24 gauge, 22 gauge. It would not work. And so I called the team and I was like, guys, there's something wrong with this machine. It's not the metal, it is the machine. I got Mr. Yancey on the phone and he looked, I sent him some pictures and video, and first thing he said is, it's not your fault, it's our fault. The wrong die is on that machine. It was the wrong size. They overnighted a die to me, we put it on there, and the machine has run perfect ever since. You don't usually have to work with service department that much at all. The machines, they just run and run and run. If they break, it's usually something that you did yourself. I did buy the Board and Batten. It came in, and the first week we had it in, we sold 3 jobs. Right now we're selling probably 2 to 3 a week on the Board and Batten. We've done sheds, shops, houses, and every week that goes by, we're gaining more traction, but we don't advertise. We don't have salesmen up and down the road trying to sell it. It's just people that walk in our office, and then we'll sell it to them as they come in the office. People are loving the Board and Batten because they can pick a color. It has a 40-year warranty. We roll form it out on the job site. They can install it themselves, but we've only had it since May, and we've probably run 30 or 35 jobs with it. Hey, this business, Classic Metals, we are a multi-generational business. You know, we're all here for just a certain amount of time, and when I got in the business, my stepdad got me in the business when I was 25, and so I've been in it 27 years, so I'm 52. And so I'm looking to my son. I've got a picture of my son when he was 2 months old on a forklift on my lap at another location that we had, and he just graduated college, and he's come on board, and he's starting to work with us and learn the metal part of it, and he drives trucks and sweeps floors. He's learned to run machinery. So this is actually a business you can get in. The whole family can do it. And you can actually leave a legacy from one generation to another. I'm running the business, and I'm hoping to teach my son to where he'll come up and we'll just keep it on trucking and keep buying new tech machinery, because you guys keep coming out with more candy. We got to keep getting it. Every time you come out with something, that's just another way of making a living, making money. We have a couple slogans here. A couple of them are, we started this one a long time ago, but our slogan here is put your last roof on first. You know, when you're putting a metal roof on, you're not putting a shingle on, you're putting one roof that's gonna last a lifetime. So you put your last roof on first. And then I don't have my shirt on that says Got Metal, but everything we do here is Got Metal. And so when you can look in the background, we have plenty of metal. If anyone says there's a shortage of metal, there is not a shortage of metal at all. There's plenty of metal to be had. If you can't find it, call me, I'll sell it to you.